The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
ESPN's Mike Clay is at it again with another major crop of Jets predictions that should excite this fan base. What's the deal? Does he actually believe what he's saying? We'll talk about that and much more with today's guest. He is awoken from his illness. Robbie Sabo joins the show in his weekly spot. So let's hit it and get it started. Man, our Jets are primed for a historic season. We bleed Jets green each and every day. This is not the same old Jets. We have Aaron freaking Rodgers. We have Garrett Wilson. Let's go. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinnen Williams. The Jets bandwagon is loaded. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show. Here we go, Jets fans. Hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. It is free to do both, and it goes a long way towards this show, this channel, continuing to grow. Earlier on the morning stream, we were supposed to have Robbie Sabo on in his weekly Tuesday AM 10 o'clock spot. Unfortunately, Robbie woke up under the weather, but he feels much better this afternoon, and he joins us right now. Hello, Robbie. I'm glad you're feeling better.
Hey, nice to be with you on this beautiful Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. It's a glorious morning, right, Jake?
So the Discord had a lot of theories on where exactly you were, what illness you actually had. I think Scott Foster, though, shout out to him in the Discord. He thought you had the martini flu. Is this true?
No martini flu, even though tales from my favorite hockey player of all time, Brian Leach, of him slipping on the sidewalk, shout out to old Rangers heads, in 93 were about alcohol and frequenting the bar. None of that. I watched Game 7 last night, and I'm a deep sleeper, Jake. I just, clear conscience, I guess. I don't know what it is. Woke up, looked at my phone. I was like, I didn't feel good. My head hurt. Woke up, 10 o'clock. Woke up at 10, slept through all 4 of my alarms on my phone, and thought I was right back in college. It just felt like high school and college all over again, waiting for the, period 1 teacher to scream at me.
It kind of got me thinking, do you have the Ranger blues after watching the Panthers win? I think Dave makes a good point.
I didn't think it would happen, but I was rooting hard for Edmonton, for Knobloch, Wolfpack head coach, McDavid. I don't know how he could hate McDavid. He's one of those league superstars it's tough to hate on, and I just don't respect Florida's game. I mean, they forecheck. I know we have a Florida fan. What's his name? Damn, I forget his name. We have a Panthers fan in the Asmaniac crew, but they forecheck hard. They're great to each other, and they're physical, which I love, but man, they take dives too much. I can't respect that. So it was tough. It was a tough one.
I'm sorry for your loss, but I'm happy for Kyle Opozo, as I talked about on the morning stream.
Yeah,
him winning a cup before John Tavares makes me happy as an Islander fan. So I have that for all you Florida Panthers fans out there. Maybe some of you are watching the show. All right, we're going to talk Jets. I want to play you the cut from Mike Clay on with Eric Allen, and then I'll link the interview we did with Mike Clay about a month ago for those who want that in the comments after this video is done airing, because we went in depth, and this was when he first dropped the article that predicted the Jets to win the Super Bowl. But he went on the official Jets podcast and doubled down and made some new predictions for the Jets that I want to get your thoughts. But it is raining memberships before we even really got rolling here. M. King, 5 channel memberships. And then he wrote in, headed back to work. Love the show. Hit the like button. So first, let's get to some business here. There's names to be read. And first we say, thank you, M. King.
Money, 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 money.
NY in Atlanta, DB NATO TV, Kelvin Joseph, Florida Jet fan, Jack A. You guys are all officially channel members courtesy of M King Return of Sack Exchange. But we are not done. Another 5 memberships just came in. G-Man the Prophet, who'll be joining us at Jets Texans with his fellow Asmaniacs. G-Man's making it rain.
Money, 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 money.
G-Man has gifted memberships to Ryan Gresham, Just in My Bag, Chris KV, JetLife321, and Kyle Sprurell. So there you go. 10 memberships before we even played the opening video to set up the opening monologue. But that's where we find ourselves, Robbie, because we have the best fans in all of sports that tune into the show. Now, I'm going to play the Mike Clay cut. About 30 seconds here. This is from the Jets official in-house podcast. Here's Mike Clay on why he ranked the Jets as the best team in the AFC and why he also then went on to say the Jets are his Super Bowl pick.
I look at unit grades, right? I look at every position. I rank every team 1 through 32. I think that's the best way to get an objective feel. There's some subjectivity to it, but an objective feel for which teams are probably underrated, overrated, going to make the playoffs, going to stink next year, that kind of thing. And after doing that exercise, the Jets came out, as of this moment, number 1 in the unit grades. This is a team from top to bottom that's in really good shape. So I'm optimistic. I think that, this is a team that's certainly going to compete.
All right. What do you make of that? Mike Clay giving a breakdown on why the New York Jets are his pick to be the 1 seed in the AFC.
I mean, it's first note is it's shocking to me that we know they're talented, but it's shocking to me that it's so rare to see an analyst pick the Jets to have good fortunes. That's one. And it goes to, over a decade of misfortune, which you understand. But even if they are ultra talented, it's such a rarity. And that's the first call out. And it's a rarity because of the obvious. It contrasts with most of the other projections, as we'll call them, which we'll get into. I can't argue with them talent-wise. If you're going to be objective and throw franchise history out the window, it's there. It's all there. They have it. Coaching is a question mark, I think. I don't know if he factored coaching in. Is he just looking at the roster? I'm not sure about that. And I'm going to start digging around for Clay, what he said the previous years in terms of his analytics and what he came up with while we talk.
Look, when you look at the roster, it just heightens the fact that the talent is there. The questions are durability with some of the key players, most notably Rodgers coming off his injury. And then obviously the head coach. But from a talent standpoint, this kind of follows suit with what a lot of what I have been talking about. Like, just look up other teams' rosters and compare it to the Jets. The Jets are as talented as any team in football. Pro Football Focus had them as the second most talented roster behind the Kansas City Chiefs. So, there is real analysis out there besides just the hot takes and Mike Florio with his, political nonsense, putting the Jets at 25 in his power rankings. Like there is like reasons of optimism when you objectively look at this roster here. And when I watched the interview that Clay did with Eric Allen, he just talked about the fact that even if Aaron Rodgers is not MVP Aaron Rodgers, he thinks even if he's average, that's good enough for them to at least win the division, which is something I've said because I just look at the rest of the teams in their division getting worse, not better. And the Jets, if they had done nothing besides just get Rodgers back, are a much improved football team. And they have Tyrod backing them up. They have Olu backing up Tyron. Like they're better protected for conventional injuries this year than they certainly were last year.
I'm looking at Clay's let's see what date it was. His overall preview. Okay, so it's his big boy preview, September 3rd, 2023. Power rankings, preseason going into the season. Chiefs 1, Eagles 2. I mean, he was pretty objective and pretty solid across the board. Chiefs, Eagles, Buffalo, Cincy, Miami, Dallas, San Fran, LA Chargers, Cleveland, and then the Jets at 10. So it's not as if Clay is a Jets apologist and he goes nuts with hopping aboard the train and looking for that engagement and that attention. That's not the case. Objectively speaking, they have talent. And again, I know Jets fans don't want to hear about it. NFL fans don't want to hear about it. But 2 years ago, when they started 5-2, no one saw that coming, and it opened eyes. telling the world that Douglas put talent on this roster. Injuries hit them. The rookie coaching staff was figuring it out. They were outplaying the quarterback, which is such a rare and hard thing to do. It's there. Like you said, Jake, it's injuries, it's coaching, and that's pretty much it.
He had the Jets offense actually rated higher than the defense in this for some perspective. He put Rodgers as his 5th best quarterback, and he said that even if you don't think he's MVP Rodgers, he goes, I think it's reasonable to still expect him to be one of the better quarterbacks in the league. So here's the thing. The easiest way for the Jets to be a contender is Rodgers is somewhere to what he was in 20 or 21, then he's an MVP player. You're automatically a contender if your quarterback is in the MVP conversation. But if he's not that, but he's around what he was in 2022 with this team that's better than the Packers 2022 team, then they're still a contender. So there's multiple ways for the Jets to be a contending team in the AFC. It doesn't just need to be Aaron Rodgers carries them like he had to in Green Bay.
That's fair. And where he put him is completely fair. I was there all spring. The mandatory minicamp nonsense, folks. It was 2 practices. It's not nothing. As I said on a podcast, I think yesterday with Blewett and Nanya, it's not nothing. It's something. But if you were there every day, OTAs for those 2 months into minicamp, you realize there was no difference. It's just wordplay. Minicamp meant no more than OTAs, and Rodgers had the team rolling for 2 months in OTAs. And when I was there watching him, he was slinging it. He didn't lose a step, didn't lose anything on his arm. It comes down to injuries, and it's football. It'll always do that. It'll always come down to injuries, but he still has it for sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, Steve M has made it rain. It's rare you get this many channel memberships flying off the shelves this early in the show.
I gotta sleep in more often.
What's
going on here?
Yeah. Uh-oh. I forgot to take off the loop option there on the sounder. Steve M, 5 memberships. Joe Mike, your boy Kevin S, Milk Money, Mercy Fate. You guys are all officially channel members, and it's all because Robbie Sabo was ill. He is recovered. He's back on the show, and the Asmaniacs are going wild in the comment section. I'm 100% with you. Now, I did want to get your thoughts on the BS, politically driven Mike Florio power rankings. Robbie, your thoughts when you saw this come out yesterday that placed the New York Jets as the 25th best team in the National Football League?
The key here is pre-camp edition. It's June. It's late June, early July. It's the dead period. I know there's crazy enough Jets fans to track this. Compare this one against the preseason edition, or even the one in early August, if they put one out, to see if at all it changes. Because if it changes with no real substance forcing it to change and any credence in that, it gives you an answer in terms of what they're trying to achieve with this.
I mean, it's just so clear why Florio did what he did. He hates the Jets. He hates Aaron Rodgers. He hates the fact that Woody Johnson's a Donald Trump supporter. Like, let's call it what it is. Like, this is not objective football analysis. This was such a bad list that even people on the Jets beat who are not exactly known to be Jet homers or people that wave the Jet pom-poms, like Zach Rosenblatt said, this list is ridiculous.
Did anyone else? I didn't see Rosenblatt's tweet yet today because obviously I was sleeping. Did anyone else chime in or no? Just Rosenblatt?
He was the most notable one. There were some other people too, but out of the people who were there every day, that was the one that caught my attention.
Okay, yeah, it's crazy. I mean, and at least put your name on it, or at least I don't know if it said it in the Twitter description or the lead up to the tweet or to the photo. Did it say whose power ranking it was, or just the company generic power? It
was Mike Florio's. It was his personal.
It was Florio specifically. Okay.
Yes, that's why I bring up the political stuff, because if you follow him on Twitter for more than 2 minutes, you know where he stands and all this. Good God.
Understood. I mean, hey, he's still the face of PFT. You never know. It could have some other things involved. Yet a group effort, but that's good.
Since you were last on the show, we now have a new category for people like Mike Florio. So we will be updating this as we continue to move along. But we needed to send Mike Florio to what we like to call the Rodgers Derangement Syndrome Asylum.
Aaron Rodgers strikes me as the type of person that preaches, do as I say, not as I do.
Aaron's on vacation. This is sort of what you would expect. Prickly, older, at times arrogant, disconnected quarterback.
Clearly, Aaron Rodgers prioritizing something above football. You have to be a little bit skeptical for somebody that only played 4 plays last year. Football is not the absolute top priority in his life.
So we sent him to the asylum. He could join Francesa, Canty, Calturd. He could join all of them there.
We'll it's fun. I had to slap myself. Am I still dreaming? RDS. Those are my initials, Jakey boy.
Oh, I didn't realize that. What's your middle name? David?
Daniel. Good old Daniel. Salah too. Salah's close. I wonder if RS. I wonder if his middle initial is a D. But nonetheless, Francesa. Yeah, how about that? When he changed on a dime, he's always been a Rodgers guy, and then suddenly minicamp, he loses his freaking marbles.
Has zero respect for this organization and this head coach. Forget what's going on with vaccines and just be a quarterback for 1 damn year. Instead of that, he's not here for no reason. The team isn't the problem. He's the problem.
I mean, he's broken these people's brains is what's happened. Rodgers derangement syndrome. We got to put them all in the asylum, Robbie. Daniel Sabo. Robert Daniels. I agree. RDS is perfect. And, I'll be fair to Frances. I'll put him in a special wing because I think his is more, it's not derangement in terms of the political stuff. I think his is more, look at me, give me attention. But while I go down this podcast sponsored by Riverboat as what's his name, the impersonator. Who's the Frances impersonator on Twitter? Damn, Bill Buchanan, Big Action Bill.
Big Action Bill, yes, as Big Action Bill puts instead of Bet Rivers, presented by Riverboat, cracks me up. But yeah, RDS, keep rolling.
Nothing like it, ladies and gentlemen. You know who has just announced his arrival.
Is this Mike D's nuts?
Oh, is it ever? 5 channel memberships have been gifted courtesy of Mike D's Nuts.
Hey, thank you, Mike D's Nuts. Hey, for another gifted membership. Hey.
If you hear your name called, you're a channel member, and then I'll answer Robbie's question.
Yeah.
Betty Baboon, Derek Smallwood, King Saria, Joel Eidelberg, Zach Minton. You guys are all channel members, courtesy of Mike D's Nuts. That's 20 channel members added. We have hit a new threshold. We need ideas, people. What should the next Asmaniac emoji be? Comment and let us know so we could come up with it and design it. Go ahead, Robbie.
What's the gifted membership record over a 1 hour show period? Do we have an idea?
Just you and me together or total?
Or just all time, like over an hour?
Man, I think we had one episode. I'd have to check the records. I think we did 160 in an episode before.
On an hour show?
Hour and a half. Yeah. Around there.
Holy smokes. Well, oh my. Well, all right. If we ever break the record, JetX will do. I don't know how this is possible, but we'll do an article on power ranking the top Asmaniacs, dude, in some form or fashion. It might take a little time, but I think we could pull it off somehow.
Oh, you got some great characters to be breaking down on that list, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe we're going for the record here with Sabo on. Steve M. Another 5 channel memberships have been gifted. Holy hell, folks! Sound the alarms. If you hear your name called, you are a channel member. Sonato69, Andres 1K, Dovis Mateo, Donovan E, the last letter. You guys are all channel members. That's now 25 channel members and counting. All right. This one right here is from Derek. He's been an Asmaniac for 3 months. He's getting his free super chat of the month. And he says, Garrett Wilson just said 2023 was the worst year of his life. I hope we keep him happy. Couple things on this. That quote was from after the season last year when he was pissed off. Samini referenced it in an article he did about what Garrett Wilson did this offseason to get away and refocus going into 2024. So he didn't just say that. But I do have this thought as well, as far as they got to win this year because you want Garrett Wilson to be a part of it and not get used to losing, right? Like they got to win so he could experience winning in New York, playing with a real quarterback. Like this stuff is important, man. Garrett Wilson's been through hell and back and has still produced the last 2 years with 8 quarterbacks throwing to him. So it's a big year for the Jets to win, but it's a big year for like their young players who are going to be cornerstones on this team to experience what winning is like as well.
Yeah, I'm glad he said that after the it wasn't an exit interview, it was the last game. It probably in a scrum. I don't think I was there wherever they were week 18, but I mean that's the perfect answer to give if you think about it. If he's smiling and he's happy about what just transpired, that's not good. If he's flipping tables over and losing his mind and demanding a trade, that's not good. So you want discontent, and he communicated it in a rather professional way, in my opinion.
So let me see if I can find the full quote here, but it was a good story by Cimini. He said that Garrett went to Italy and he went to Arizona and he meditated and, he's excited about the upcoming season. But, if he goes out there and balls out, he's going to want to get paid. And, if you're the Jets, it's a good problem to have that he balls out with Rodgers and you have to pay him. But like, it just shows you how quickly things go. Like Garrett Wilson and Sauce Gardner in their 3rd year now. Like this is the year they got to win. They got to experience winning in New York. The quote from Garrett Wilson was, Wilson called it the worst year of my life. So we got to the New York area, among other places, visited Italy and Arizona, where he spent some time meditating in the desert. He called it a great way to disconnect. It was Zen, man. It was chill. He said after a recent practice, I had to get my feet back under me and my head right. Let's see any other quotes in here from Garrett. Winning games and winning in the playoffs. I'm confident that if we do that, we're going to score points and I'll have something to do with it. We all win. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing like surprising here. The quote on worst year of his life was the quote I referenced from his exit interview press conference.
Yeah. Zen, chill, get my head right. Maybe, maybe he is hanging out with Aaron Rodgers a little too much or listening to Sublime in Italy. I mean, hey, as long as he's cool and feels good and is producing on the field, all is well. But this time next year, actually, before, right, this is his 3rd year, so next year before, they got to pick up his option. And both him and Sauce will have monster option cap hits in 2026. I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but this is the year. This is the year they have to put up numbers. He's going to make the Pro Bowl. Rodgers is going to be there. So a lot of the future rides on this year.
100%. Mike D's Nuts wants to know, did Sabo have Taco Bell last night?
No, you know what? I haven't had Taco Bell in a long time. And don't get me wrong, I wouldn't turn it down. But it's just one of those things. No Taco Bell. No White Castle either. Another suspect. No White Castle.
Interesting.
Yeah. No, just what did I have yesterday? Omelet, English muffin, some steak, a little steak on the grill. That's pretty much it. No, regular kind of diet.
Steve M with a super chat. Shout out to Steve again for dropping all the memberships for the people. Florio had a 6 prior to week 1 last year. So that just tells you it's all politically biased here. Because if you
did he have
Jets,
6?
I believe Steve. I would trust Steve M with my life. If Steve M went back and looked at Florio, put the Jets at 6th in the league going into last year. The Jets, based on everyone's opinion, even if you hate them, have improved their biggest weaknesses: offensive line, backup quarterback, upgrading with Reddick over Huff, etc. And you're going to put them at 25 when they weren't even the 25th worst team in the league last year. They finished with a number 10 pick. So if you do the math, Mike Florio, you're a fool. You're biased.
Yeah. 6 going into last year, it just makes no sense. There's no way 20 other teams leapfrogged them and improved. I mean, silly.
Steve says Freeman McNeil, my favorite player ever. Great one.
Number 24.
Great one. G-Man the Prophet, he gifted some memberships earlier. There's no comment here. It's just $5. Well, G-Man, I'm going to the Subway Series tonight, so thanks for covering most of my Subway there and back. I appreciate you. Let's go,
Who's
Yankees.
pitching tonight? Who's pitching tonight on both sides?
Garrett Cole versus David Peterson.
Ooh.
Advantage Yankees.
Yeah, no Edwin Diaz either. I still have not seen the video, the clip on that. I mean, there's no way he didn't cross the line, right?
I mean, I find it hard to believe that there wasn't something there. Typically, they sometimes let you wash your hands. So I don't know what the line of delineation is where they let you wash your hands versus they just throw you out right away.
True. Usually there's a warning. I could see if I was a
like he hadn't thrown a pitch yet. It's not like he had completed the inning and then they checked him. This was
oh,
before he
really? I didn't even know that. Okay,
correct.
That's interesting. Maybe he got a warning and he didn't understand it, or that's an interesting one. I don't know. Mendoza has to be on top of that. Plus, he's a pitcher. He's a former pitcher. I mean, I'd be on Mendoza about that one if I'm a Mets fan.
Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. Today's Jake Asman Show is presented by HOMAGE. Get yourself some brand new vintage inspired Jets gear ahead of the upcoming season. It is linked in the description where you can check out all their options. I love the t-shirts. They have starter jackets there as well. I'll make it easy for you too. If you're sitting at home right now or at the office and you're on your computer, whip out that phone and scan the QR code. Get to the HOMAGE website and you will see all their incredible options. I'm going to put the link and make it even easier for those who are tuned in live right now in the live chat. So check it out. Get yourself some officially licensed Jets gear ahead of the upcoming season. Each of those shirts you see are the shirts they sent me, including the Aaron Rodgers shirt I wore yesterday that I've had for over a year. So check it out. Shout out to HOMAGE for being a part of our show going forward. All right, Robbie, you ready to open up the Gustbuster umbrella hotline?
Yes, let's go. I'm scared, but let's go.
Well, first up on the Gustbuster umbrella hotline is a man who has not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six, not seven, but 8 custom intros.
Well, I've grown to love my buddy Alan, but South S has to go. I threw him off my show. Bobby! Hi, Robbie.
What's up, Bobby boy?
Robbie, are you feeling better? We missed you this morning.
Yeah. Oh, this is not the morning.
It's the afternoon.
Bobby, it's one of those things. My head is in a fog. I got a headache. I had to take some Advil before.
Oh, do you have allergies?
Nah, I don't think it's allergies.
I
think it's just
migraine headache.
Nah, no migraine. I just think it's one of those things where, you ever oversleep. Are you a deep sleeper, Bobby? Do you sleep?
Yeah, I am kind of. Yeah.
You don't wake up, at a pin drop.
No.
Okay. So it's one of those things where I just slept through my alarm clock. Maybe I was exhausted, doing too much, Bobby. Working too hard. I gotta take a vacation.
I'm happy you're back. Thank you, Jake, for having them on again.
My pleasure, Bobby. I love when Robbie comes on.
Yeah, Bobby. Jake was like, he sent me a text. I was very nervous. He's like, I don't know if I could trust you anymore. And, I said, Jake, please, this is the last time it'll happen. But thankfully, he brought me back on.
He said he wanted you to feel better. That's what he said this morning.
But anyone could say that.
Well, I say it to you.
Doesn't mean he feels it.
I'm your friend. So, do you see your pal on his show last night, Connor?
No, fill me in here. What happened?
Connor and Boy Green were not in yesterday. You got to look back at what's his thing, Jets Flight Chat
on Jake.
NY Flight Talk.
NY Flight Talk.
Yeah, we brought Connor aboard.
I know that he's a writer now. Congratulations, you picked the right kid. I'm telling you, this kid is smart.
I'm sure he's listening too. And he knows this. I already told him. I
told him last night. I want to get him monetized. He's a great kid.
Yeah, he reached out. Connor, let us know if I'm wrong here. You reached out in like December or January, and I don't respond right away on purpose because I kind of want to see how the applicant handles it. Do they lose their minds? Do they throw a tantrum? It kind of reveals
that. I would do that.
You don't do that, Bobby. You got to keep it cool.
Oh God, I fly off the handle, right, Jake?
That you do, Bobby.
Oh, I like the Yankees and the Jets. Can't believe Jake and Rogers met. I'm more than just a hat on Bobby.
Bobby brings up a great point. You hired a great writer. Maybe your youngest writer you ever hired, Robbie. Connor,
hands down. And as Connor knows, I told him I tried to avoid it. Because it just means, he's going to help tremendously. He already is in news and features. I put this kid through the ringer. I made him wait and be patient, and and the timing was right. During the summer, more free time for the kid, and he's tremendous.
I love it. G-Man the Prophet, who gave us a super chat earlier, here's his comment. Jets offensive line rated 3.8, the best rating in the NFL out of a possible 4.0. All rise. Where's this rating specifically from, G-Man? It doesn't surprise me, though, because if you guarantee me health, you have an all-pro left tackle, one of the best to ever do it, a guy who last year in 12 or 13 games was second-team all-pro. I think you have an above-average left guard in John Simpson. I think you have an above-average center in Joe Tippmann. I think you have a Pro Bowl, maybe all-pro level guard in Elijah Vera Tucker, and you have an above-average right tackle. So if you guarantee me health, I think they do have a really good O-line. I'm not banking on 17 games for this group for each player, though, which is where the depth comes in, and I think they're better equipped depth-wise to handle some injuries than they had been. I mean, obviously, they drafted Olu Fashanu with their first-round pick to back up Tyron Smith.
I just want to see them gel. I expect struggles early in the season. And when I say struggles, I don't mean it's going to be disastrous. I mean, and that's what fans are used to with the Jets. But I expect, I just want guys to be in their place. Here and there, there'll be injuries, but I want to see consistency. And I think if we do, they're going to be humming by October.
Unreal, man. Imagine health for the Jets. Mike D's Nuts checks in, and he writes, my mental alarm clock to wake up at 4 a.m. every day sucks no matter what day it is. That's tough, Mike. You can never sleep in past 4? Or are you able to go back to bed, I hope?
You need to go to confession. You need to go to confession and release those sins. Do
Sometimes
something.
You wake up in the middle of the night, you got to pee. That happens.
Yeah. That's, at my age, one time is nice. I mean, one time is a blessing.
It looks like Mr. Bonesy and Peter Castro are going at it in the chat right now, Robbie. Do you remember Peter Castro, the guy who sent the $500 super chat?
Yeah, how'd that resolve? I saw the social video that was put up.
Yep. So he came out to our Long Island meetup last week, and he wanted his money back, and I said absolutely not. It's mine. And that was the end of the story.
Wow. Castro, were you served divorce paperwork or what happened?
So he actually was able to call his bank and get his money refunded. Great guy, hilarious moment, big hit at our party. But him and Mr. Bonesy are going at it. I love it.
About what? What's the topic?
Apparently, Mr. Bonesy on Bobby's show last night was shooting hoops and wasn't very impressed. Peter Castro wasn't of Bonesy skills.
Is he? Does he have the old 1957 two-handed set shot? What's going on with his shot?
I missed it because I was on ESPN radio last night, so I didn't see it.
He's shooting like Bill Cartwright.
G-Man for Profit. We just addressed his non-super chat on the same thing, but he says, take that, Florio, all rise. That was the ending that he didn't put on the last one. So we got that in. Thank you, G-Man. We appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll take more of your super chats. Those will always cut the line and get read as quickly as possible. Make sure you turn on gift receipts. We've gained 25 new members this one show alone. So that is impressive from the Asmaniacs out there. Let's get to more of your calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Tommy, a.k.a. OG Jet Fan, is up next. Hello, Tommy. Goodbye, Tommy. Let's keep it rolling now
What
with
happened
your
to Tommy?
calls. He just wasn't there. I don't know. I think he's there. Tommy, you there? No? You froze? Okay. Thank you for the time. While we wait for Tommy, let's go to this guy.
The only thing better than Alden shoes is Joey D, cause he totally rules. Jake, my brother, I'm high as a kite. I love everybody. Damn, this show is crazy. Robbie!
That's Beastie Boys all the way. My God.
What's up, fellas?
What's up?
Yo, Peter Castro watched me take 4 warm-up jump shots with a woman's
I thought it was
basketball.
reverse. Okay, go ahead.
No, he watched me literally take 4 jump shots with a woman's basketball with 2 other guys on the court. He didn't even see me play. He's just being a grandpa. It's all good, He's just hating on me because that's my man. It's all love because I know I could ball. Like he said, I have no handle. Like, dude, that's my go-to. Like I'm a big man with handle. I could go through the legs and around the back and spin. I got a shit ton of post moves. Peter, I will beat you and Tommy at the same time, 1-on-2. neither of you could guard me. I would take you right to the post and do a turnaround mid-range right on your neck, brother. So
you strike me as a.
Oh, hold on. You know what?
Yeah.
Let's ask my brother if I could ball.
He gets buckets.
What's my shot like?
No, he's wet. He's wet.
Yo, I got a mid-range above the free throw line. I'm playing with D1 and D2 players, and yeah, I'm not a D1 and D2 player, but I fit in. You know, I could ball. So Peter's just trying to get me egged up here.
You strike me as the Scottie Pippen type, you know, like you got the height, but you play like a point forward type, you know, play a little defense, role player. Yeah.
Hell yeah. I have great vision on the court. That's like my forte. I love passing the ball, especially on the post, because you can't leave me one-on-one. You have to be taller than me by at least 3 or 4 inches to stop me down low. And if you double team, that's where I eat because I got good vision. So
how tall are you? What, 6'2", 6'3"?
I'm only 6 foot. I'm actually only 6 foot.
Okay. All right.
But I'm a bigger guy, you know, like I got weight behind me. So like I got moves down low.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway.
Zach Miller wants to know, Mr. Bonesy, do you think you could beat LeBron?
Jordan can. That's for sure.
Hey. Right now at 61 years old, he could. I don't know about that.
Oh yeah, I guess right in this moment, maybe not. But
what about that's a good combo in their prime. Who would win 1-on-1? Jordan and LeBron. I love Jordan. I think he's the best of all time. But LeBron would beat him 1-on-1. Prime.
You think you would?
I mean,
so. maybe if LeBron got the ball, but Robbie, if you have Game 7, NBA Finals, down 1 point. You got the ball, 10 seconds left. Who are you picking?
I'm taking Jordan. Once I was a kid that played in this NBA playoffs tournament. You had to pick the game, the teams who won in the bracket and by games. His final shot in '98 won me like $750 as a kid.
Nice.
So I'll take a Jordan. He had the best career, best of all time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but LeBron's probably pound for pound talent-wise. LeBron probably the best of all time talent-wise.
So if you had to start a franchise, you'd pick LeBron over Jordan from the beginning?
What era are we playing in? Are we playing in the 80s, 90s, or today's era?
Today's era.
I'd probably still go Jordan. I'd probably still go Jordan because he wants to rip the heart out of everybody. And LeBron never had that exact level of ferocity.
That's exactly how I feel. I love LeBron's game. He distributes the ball, but he would pass out of it. You know, like if he had the ball in his hands and they double teamed him, he'd make that pass. Where I feel like Jordan would just make the mid range. You know.
Yeah, yeah. No, I agree completely.
I really Jets. Mike Clay. I mean, having us number one, it's fantastic. He's not a biased analyst, and I love him taking us one because like Robbie said earlier, our roster is legit. If you take out the Jets' history and the stuff that follows us as a franchise as being losers and all that stuff, our roster with Rodgers is. We're coming, fellas, and I can't wait. I hate the summer because of this lull. I can't wait to get to September, get my kids back in school, and get this show started, baby. Let's go, JETS.
Well, speaking of things that are coming, joining us right now is a man you have beef with. Peter Castro has called in. Hello, Peter.
Hello, guys.
Look at
Mr.
this
Bonesy,
guy.
I watched last night. It was really bad. It was bad.
Peter, what'd you watch me do though? You watched me take 4 warm-up jumpers.
I just watched you move around. It's like you got cement shoes on. I mean, and then you missed the layup on top of it.
Oh my God, dude! You're amazing.
I'll tell you what, Bonesy. I'll play you with a mirror.
Oh, Peter. Listen, I love the hate, baby. Let's make some bets. I'm confident.
Bonesy, I love you, but you're not a basketball player.
Peter, how does he shoot? How would you describe his shot?
He had a two-handed, like old man shot from the corner that didn't go in. That didn't
Such
go
a
in.
joke.
Nowhere near the hoop.
You're just making shit up. You're like Gary right now.
Hey, Bonesy, if you were playing George Mikan, maybe you'd have a chance. You know.
Yeah, right.
I
Nah,
don't know.
but, it's all love. Peter's always had a love-hate relationship with me, so
That's not true. I love you, Bonesy, but I just speak the truth.
hey, you know what I'll do? I'll next time I'm playing ball, because I play 2 to 3 times a week, I'll film the game so you can actually watch me get buckets and bully people and actually play the game instead of take 4 jump shots with a woman's basketball.
Peter, what's prettier, Bonesy's basketball shot or Barkley's golf swing?
I don't know. I don't like Barkley.
Have you seen his golf swing?
I've never seen him play golf, but I heard him talk, and I don't like him.
How's that pool, Peter? It looks like a beautiful day where you are in Long Island.
Yeah, it's nice. Very nice.
Man, look at that pool.
Oh, baby. Peter Castro. No wonder why he had $500 to ask about Lazard.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, I'm leaving my brother to hang out there. He's helping like 3 people.
Bonesy, thank you.
What did Bonesy say?
He's got to go back to work. He left his brother with all the customers.
We know he's going to the gym right now.
Gotta get more shots up.
Yeah.
Peter, how do you feel about the Jets? Still 14-3? We're still feeling optimistic?
14-3. If Rodgers stays healthy, the sky's the limit. I don't care who's coaching them, because in Rodgers we trust.
I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, live from the pool, the great Peter Castro. What a man. What a legend. A lot of legends on the line. Let me get caught up on a couple super chats here. Big Fella says we need a Gary versus Bonesy matchup. Dre Day says 5-on-5 B-ball game coming up. Next meetup. Set the date. I'm there. It sounds like we do need to play an Asmaniac basketball game at this point.
I'll play that. I mean, do I qualify? I'll be in that.
Absolutely, you qualify. Mike D's Nuts says Jordan averages 50 in this so no hand checking era with wide open spacing, averaging 37 a game while shooting 1 3 a game is insane. I do think if Jordan played in this era, he would lead the NBA in scoring every year.
It would be insane. Well, so yes, he would, but how good would his 3-point shot be? That's his philosophy would change. That's the only thing.
He would have worked on it the way he worked on every other aspect of his game for that time. So he would have been one of the better 3-point shooters in the league.
Yeah, it's such a, like, when people talk about the 80s all-decade team could beat today's blah blah. It depends on what rules you're playing with. It's a completely different game, so that's really important.
Tio Uncle VR says 2-on-2, me and Bonesy versus anyone. Who got next? Man, you know it's June when we're spending this much time breaking down an Asmaniac Bonesy 2-on-2 matchup here. Dre writes in, question for Robby, who's better, Jeter or A-Rod? Which quarterback / running back duo is better, Hurts / Barkley or Rodgers / Hall?
Rodgers Hall. Easily. And it's subjective because, I mean, I'm taking Rodgers over Hurts every time. Hurts, he needs to play in a specific system, and it's very limiting in a lot of ways. Saquon's older, he gets hurt a lot, so I'm taking Brees. Brees is that damn good. And what was the first one, Jeter or A-Rod?
Jeter or A-Rod. Gary called in this morning and tried to do the Derek Jeter's overrated nonsense, and I wasn't having it.
It's I think Jeter and Namath are kind of in the same class. Eli Manning too, a little bit. I guess you can call them overrated a little bit based on their place in history, based on their stats, but their place in history, there's nothing overrated about it. And Jeter,
Jeter has the stats though. Like Eli doesn't have the stats. Namath doesn't have the stats, but like Jeter, there's 5 players in the history of the game that have more hits than him.
But here's the thing. Both guys still have the stats. It's just that people don't remember the era. Okay, so Jeter gets knocked on for not being a power guy in this steroid era. Namath gets knocked on for his interceptions in an interception era. Like, all those quarterbacks threw a ton of interceptions. So I think that's why people think it's overrated when they're not. Who am I taking, Jeter or A-Rod? When I'm starting a team, I'm taking Jeter.
Yeah.
The more talented guy is A-Rod for sure, but yeah, I'm going Jeter.
Well, with A-Rod, you can't tell his career story without bringing up PEDs. Like that, that's a big part of it too. Like, who's a better pure baseball player? It's A-Rod. Who had the better career? Who was more clutch? Who do you want up in a big spot?
Yeah,
Jeter. I think LeBron's more talented than Jordan. I'd rather Jordan if I'm starting a team.
Correct, me too. And you know what's funny about A-Rod? The playoff he truly broke through, 2009, he was slamming the boys. It coincided with his secret getting out. Before that season started was the whole PE. That was the first thing we heard about A-Rod and PEDs. So I feel like in a way that secret getting out kind of, I think it was 2009, but it happened before that.
It was,
at some point.
And then
I
he got
think
hurt. He had the hip injury and he came back that year and missed the first month.
Yes. And I think the weight of that secret being off his shoulders kind of let him play more freely. Does that make sense in the playoffs?
100%.
And it struck me then, like, man, the more secrets you have, the more you carry on your shoulder, the worse you're going to be in crunch time.
Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. More of your calls right now. Let's go to Dano, who's up next. Hello, Dano.
What's up, fellas?
Hey, Dano.
What's up, Dano?
I think I heard you say, Robbie, something about Sauce and Garrett. I think you said you expected us to pay them around 2026. Is that right?
Well, no, they're entering the third year. They're going to have to pick up their 5th-year options next offseason. So it's going to be huge cap numbers for both of them in 2026.
That's their option years, right?
Correct.
Okay. Do you think so? Okay, so the core four in general, I don't want to detour the conversation too much, but when will they really be expensive in your mind?
2027.
2027. So
I mean 2026 technically, but it's a 1-year deal. So, I mean, there's a lot of flexibility you could work with in terms of signing them early, but that's very rare, especially in the NFL. So, 2027 this year, bottom line, this year means a lot because going into that final year before the option, you don't want guys disgruntled in a way where they're looking to bolt out of town, you know?
Facts. What I'm getting at is that DJ Reed interview last week I thought was really good. And I thought his agent probably didn't like some of the things he was saying, but in talking about it with a bunch of people last week, I kept getting so much pushback saying that the only way that we could get Reed for a Band-Aid, like to keep this secondary intact one more year after this year, would mean that we would have to have the most expensive secondary in the league. And I highly disagree. Like, I think we might need a different cornerback next year, but I don't think it's financially motivated. So you probably saw that interview. Do you agree with me that it wouldn't take like us jumping through financial hoops to keep them together one more year?
You're talking about Reed and Carter?
Yes.
Pretty much. I think the way it's set up, I think I'd be shocked if Reed returns, to be honest, because unless he has a poor year this year, I mean, a lot could happen in 1 year, but if he keeps producing like the way he has been, he's going to demand top dollar. And I
Do
think,
you think that?
yeah, I think
someone will pay him to be their number one corner. The Jets can't do that, so they're not going to give two corners number one money. That's why people just assume they'll let Reed walk.
Yes, and the way they're talking, let's put it this way, Dana, let's put it this way. The way they're talking, it's as if him and his agent, his camp already understand that nothing's going to happen until next offseason, until he's a free agent. And I wouldn't be surprised if Douglas and the front office have communicated that in so many words to him. On the other side, I think they're probably going to be working with Carter very soon. I think Carter is going to be locked up really soon. Yeah.
Same here. I do think that it's financially feasible to get him like a 1-year deal and then
maybe
have him test. Now, I'm not saying he's going to be open to that, but I think from like a financial forecasting, it's possible. And I think if we win 1 or 2 playoff games and we don't do it all, like he might be inclined to stay 1 more year.
Not on a 1-year deal. He's going to be 30. This is his last. No, this is his last chance to get paid. So he's not going to have. He's not going to have another chance at making guaranteed money beyond like 1-year level deals.
He has to have a bad year. He has to have a bad year.
I love DJ Reed. I just think he wants to get paid the most money, and good for him. He deserves it. But like you look at his career, he's 27. He'll turn 28 in November. I don't think the Jets are going to pay him, a 3-year deal and guarantee the first 2 years and give him the kind of money he wants, because I think he'll get more money elsewhere. I think that's what it comes down to. If he wants to take less to stay, that's a different conversation. But he wouldn't take a 1-year deal. He'd be looking at least probably another 3-year contract.
Knowing Douglas, I'm 100% in agreement. His age, his situation, I'd be shocked if he's back, honestly. He'd have to have a really bad year in which the market's not there for him. And
or he got hurt or something, right? He got hurt. He's trying to restore his value. He plays in this system he knows he's good at, and then he could hit the market the following year.
Exactly. So, yeah, I agree. I mean, and knowing what's coming on the horizon with the big cap hits from Garrett and Sauce, not even to mention other guys. I mean, Garrett, Sauce, what do you do with ABT? Yeah, he's going to need a long-term deal. Brees in 2 years.
They should pay Carter then. If you're not going to keep Reed, they better pay Michael Carter.
100%. You got to lock up Carter. Besides finding a slot cornerback, I think is much, much harder than finding a boundary cornerback. And besides the point, you're ahead of the game with Sauce, the best corner in the league. So all those things factored in, I don't think Reed's back.
Holy hell, Robbie Sabo, do you believe it? Cincy Matt dropping a bomb. 10 channel memberships. Thank you.
Show me the money.
Show me the money! Money.
Wow, if you hear your name, you thank Cincy Matt, who doesn't typically drop bombs like this. Welcome aboard, Cincy Matt. Spencer Herbstreet, EA, Justin Luciano, Steve Smith, Jared B, Jason Del Monte, Matt P, Nathan Tillery, Noel Negron. I think that's 10. Boom, there we go. 10 channel memberships. That's now 35 members that have been added in this one show. Unreal.
When you gift, I still don't know the YouTube system because we use our website. When you gift a membership, is it still the same price or is it a discount?
It's just $5 a pop. So like that $10 spend right there is $50.
$10 spend.
10 memberships. So each membership is $5.
Yeah. 10 members. So he put $50 on it just for the sake of being a swell guy. That's it.
Yep. Supporting the show, adding more emojis,
YouTube's
members only videos.
YouTube's got this system rolling. And their percentage, I'm sure they do it. They're not doing it out of the kindness of their heart. We'll say that. But
no, they take a lot of money.
Great for creators, though. I'll tell you that, man.
All right. It's a lifeline of the show.
We got JetX is going to have to start. I said this on Blue It yesterday or Reefka 2 nights ago. Now that I'm free this season, I don't have a different job, other responsibilities, I'm going to start doing a lot more live stuff. So we're going to try to see if we could do a lot more stuff and incorporate it with the site. But I don't know. It's going to be tough.
Steve M., who is a veteran membership gifter, says there is a slight discount, like 10 cents.
Yeah.
They really should give bigger discounts for people who want to spend money for creators and their fans. That makes no sense.
Yeah. If you go, and especially if you go higher quantity, I mean, that would make sense. By 10, by 20, by 30.
No doubt. More of your calls right now. Purple Belt Mike's on the line. What's up, Mike?
What's up? Did the New York Kush Jake methamphetamine bus make an appearance this morning? I missed the show.
It did not, but I appreciate you making the graphic.
So I didn't make it. It was my idea, and then Will M made it.
I love it.
Yep. Dude, sports is boring right now, to be honest.
Are you a baseball fan, Mike?
I'm a Mets fan, so that sucks.
Well, they're playing good baseball right now.
I'm a Mets fan, so that sucks.
It's a joke. No. They're gonna tank. They're gonna do good until the trade deadline, not sell off, and then just go to shit like they always do. I'm so done with the Mets.
This is why, as bad as it's been being a Jet fan my whole life, I'm grateful that the Yankees are always, outside of last year, always in the mix. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they haven't won since 2009. I get it, but like, we have just such different mentalities, the Yankee fan versus the Met fan.
Yeah, I grew up a Yankees fan, and I was spoiled with those 90s teams. So somewhere along the line, I lost my diehard fandom, but, I return every now and then.
I have never seen a championship. I am a suffering Jim K. Jets, Islanders, Mets, Knicks.
Builds character, man.
Just that's why the Jets this year are going to do it.
You're going to see one this year, Mike. This year.
Jets are doing it. The Jets are going to do it. And then you know what? Within 3 years, the Knicks will do it.
I love it. I love it. Sign me up, Mike. Sign me up.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Nice shirt, by the way. That's tremendous.
Reese Lightning, baby.
I love it. Purple Belt Mike checking in. I got some big news on the merch store, by the way, Robbie. It's in the works. I had a very productive meeting today. So for those who have been asking about merch for the Jake Asman show, it is coming. All right.
Nice.
It's on my to-do list with all the other projects I do every day. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve M just said, I got you all. I want to do more for my fellow Asmaniac.
Money, 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 money.
You hear your name called, you thank Steve M, who maybe saved 10 cents with this, if I'm following. I don't know. Vevfer 1K, Marcus Clark, Shane McGarry, Sonny Miller, Tyler Hallenbeck. You guys are all channel members. That's 40 members added in this particular program. Let's keep it rolling with some of your calls before we say goodbye to Mr. Sabo. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Phenom is on the line. Hello, Phenom.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. I think Purple Belt Mike said it. Sports are boring right now, but it wasn't boring last night. I actually watched the hockey game.
Hey,
it was like I said, you never get enough of Game 7. So that was for not a hockey fan. I watched it. I thought it was a really good performance. I was actually pulling for Edmonton because I didn't like Florida because I think they beat the Rangers or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was a good hockey game, and I don't watch hockey often. I think the last hockey game before I watched was 1980. Action with the United States beating Russia. So
you took a couple days off there.
Yeah. That's been a long time. But shout out to Asmaniacs. Thank you, Jake, for hooking me up. Looking forward to our meeting in October.
We got you, Phenom. I got your email. The tickets, if you saw in the Discord chat, our guy Matthew Volpe, who has the group discount rate, he's going to start sending them out tonight. So you should get yours in the coming days, if not later tonight.
Thank you very much. As far as the season goes, the Jets season, I'm just waiting to do the eyeball test, just like actually seeing these guys play. The theory is great and all like that, but we got to see these guys, man. And we're not going to get a real sense of who this team is until the first, after preseason and then the real regular season. So I'm really looking forward to that, man, because this is a talented team. You guys have said it. So, just looking for the live reaction when we get to the regular season. That's when we will be in. But we're in mid-season. You guys are in mid-season form, man. So, but I'm just waiting for the ball to drop, man. There we go.
Soon enough, Phenom.
Yep.
We got to enjoy
your
summer.
work, Robbie Sabo.
I love it. He's a big fan of yours, Robbie, the great Phenom.
Love Phenom.
One of the all-time greats.
I saw a comment in there. I saw a comment. Is Robbie abiding by the child labor laws with Connor Long? Yes, I assure you, a guardian is the main point of contact.
Mike D's nuts with a super chat. Need Phenom to do a funk flex drop. Phenom sounds like so many people. It's great. I hear his voice and I think JB Smoot.
He's got the perfect comedy voice. Perfect. Yeah.
He does. Can't wait to meet Phenom in person. More calls right now before we say goodbye to Mr. Sabo. G-Man, the Prophet's up next. What's up, G-Man?
Good evening, gentlemen. Jake, I'm doing another Prophet today. I'm under the Tree of Life. Jets Tree of Life. Get ready for this. I just watched San Fran Ravens game of 2024. I did my take on it. It's going to look bad, bro. It's going to look bad.
What's going to look bad?
The prophecy that I'm about to put down. The Jets will have 3 turnovers, 4 sacks, and they will win 31-17. Okay. I'm calling it. I'm putting it on notice. It is under the Tree of Life, the Jets Tree of Life. Isn't that beautiful? Look how big it is.
Okay.
Oh, so beautiful.
Your voice puts me in a trance. I got to be I don't know what to say.
That's what people that do prophetic words come out to say, Robbie. I got another take tonight too. The Mets will win. Sorry, Jake.
I don't like that one, G-Man.
I know. I had to tell you that, but all right anyway.
I'd gladly trade the Yankees losing tonight if you guarantee me a Jet Week 1 win.
Hey, everybody's counting us out for that San Fran. Everybody's got us down for that loss, but we're gonna take it by surprise and take it by storm, and we're gonna go out there. And let me make myself perfectly clear. You tell Stephen A. Smith to keep my quarterback and Shannon Sharp out their mouth.
G-Man, excellent call out of you.
All right, guys, have a good evening.
You too, G-Man.
All right,
G-Man the
G-Man.
Prophet. Doesn't call often, Robbie, but when he does, he brings it.
Going all Will Smith on Stephen A.
Tremendous. Robbie, plug Jets X Factor. Tomorrow I'll give you a plug. I have the great Andrew Fialco coming on to talk more about Garrett Wilson. He wrote a great story on your website that dropped today all about Garrett. So we're going to have Fialco do some Garrett Wilson film review tomorrow, which I think is going to excite every Jet fan when you picture what it's going to be with Rodgers throwing home.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Fialco just dropped it. Blew it. Had a couple film reviews this weekend. JetsXFactor.com. That's all you need to know. And JetX Mobile on Google Play and the App Store for all iOS app people, Apple people. The new version is out. So make sure you go to the store and hit update when you can. It's looks the same, but a lot new code. So it got rid of a lot of bugs.
I love it. I love it. Robbie Sabo, everybody. The founder of JetsXFactor.com. Robbie, appreciate you, man. We'll talk soon.
All right. Later, guys.
Glad he's feeling better. Hit the like button, comments, questions, super chats. We'll continue to cut the line. We will get back to your calls in just a second. But right now, it is time for a musical break. Because if you missed our show yesterday, you missed one of the all-time great performances of New York, New York by Bobby Midnight.
Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I want to be a part of it. New York, New York. He's back on you. Let me pray. There we go. New York, New York.
Yeah, Bobby.
I want to wake up in the city at the sweet. And the king of the hill, top of the heap. These little town blues are melting away. I'll make a brand new start of it. New York, New York. If I can make it there, I'll make it. Anywhere it's up to you. New York, New York.
Yeah, Bobby. Yeah. What a performance. One we will never forget. More of your calls right now. Ladies and gentlemen, Tommy, a.k.a. OG Jet Fan, is back. Hello, Tommy. I tried to go to you and your internet crashed like you were prime JJ in the car.
Hello, Jake. What's up, my brother?
What's up, Tommy?
I don't know. Sometimes the internet goes in, it goes out. Can you hear me? I don't want to scream. Sometimes I think I speak too loud on this, right? I got to lower my voice a little bit.
You seem like a loud guy in general.
Well, yeah.
You're a passionate guy.
I'm a passionate guy. I'm a passionate Jet fan, bro. Where do I even begin? I had points and now I forgot it. I wanted to show Ricky NY these glasses. I just got them delivered. They're not like green, but they're as close as to, like, I guess the color of green. You know what I mean? That you could say. But anyways, man, I'm sick and tired of all, like, it's like, where do we go? Like, where are the Jets? Like, we lost for the past 20 years, right? So it's like nobody in the media is going to expect us to win. It's understandable. We have the best quarterback that's alive right now on our team. Best quarterback alive. So if that dude does not get hurt, and we have Breece Hall already, Breece Hall going to be a monster in the backfield. Our line updated. This was my question for Mr. Robbie Sabo. Maybe, Jake, you can answer me this, because I know Garrett Wilson's our number 1, and Mike Williams should be our number 2. But God forbid something happens in that wide receiver room. Do you think that like we have enough with these? I know we got Corley, of course, Malachi Corley. We got Xavier Gibson, and we got Charles. But do you think that they're enough if we go down one route? If we go down, if say God forbid, bless our souls, one wide receiver goes down, Mike Williams or Malachi, or God forbid our soul, who's going to replace them, dude? I think we still need one more place in the wide receiver room, and I still wouldn't. Why not sign somebody else into our line, like Govern, that knows the system, like, and Jay, keep doing you, brother. JETS, Jets, baby, let's go.
Tommy, thank you. Look, they're not equipped to handle an injury to Garrett Wilson. No team could lose their number 1 receiver and be like, yeah, we're fine. Do they have more weapons than they had last year? They do. Obviously, you got to see how quickly Malachi Corley comes along, how quickly you see a guy like Gibson take a step from year 1 to year 2, or Brownlee from year 1 to year 2. If they're going to give you something, what version of Lazard do we see? Is he back to what he was in Green Bay, or is he the guy last year who was probably one of the worst players in football? So there's some unknowns there. That said, I think you have a good tight end room. Rodgers could throw to tight ends. I think you're going to see Brees be heavily targeted out of the backfield. And Rodgers makes guys better, man. So that helps. The other thing that helps too, they could acquire a wide receiver by the deadline if need be. I think there's a reason why they accumulated an extra 3rd-round pick. So that matters. V-Man was supposed to be up next, but he dropped off. So V-Man, if you're out there, just know I was going to go to you next. Gator writes in, Jake, should I call? And I just got new readers. Oh, man. Cincy Matt says, if I use your link to buy Bengals gear, do you get credit? If you join Fanatics through my link on one of my previous videos, yes. So get yourself a fresh Joe Burrow jersey, Cincy Matt. We appreciate your support. How'd you find our show if you're not even a Jets fan? Description doesn't come up as blue hyperlink FYI. Oh, you're talking about for HOMAGE. Yeah, I have to fix that. I'm not sure why it doesn't come up blue. It comes up blue if I copy and paste it into the description or the comments. But if you take that link and throw it in your browser, it works just fine, man. So I appreciate your support, man. I also would love to know how you found us on a Jet show. Appreciate that. Ladies and gentlemen, Robby is up next on the show. What's up, Robby?
Hey, Jake, what's going on?
What's up, Robby?
First-time caller.
What took so long?
Just a little busy, but I just want to call in quick and see. I was thinking about it over the weekend with everything going on with Hassan Reddick. It kind of draws the question with everything going on, why not? If we do end up paying him, we'll see how it shakes out. Always got to trust in JD, but why not just stick with Bryce Huff at that point and pay him? I just want to see your thoughts on that, what you thought about it.
Well, I guess I got to see what the contract is that they're giving Reddick. I think it came down to this. They were never sold on Bryce Huff the way we were as fans. Now, we're going to find out if they're right or wrong on that, but I think they feel like they developed Bryce Huff. They created him into the player he is. They think their system and their coaching is a big reason why. I think they view Hassan Reddick as truly a game changer. Like, as good as Huff was last year, Reddick has done what Huff did once 4 years in a row, and Huff's been an all-pro. I mean, Reddick's been an all-pro. Huff has been, a ascending player who maybe now is a Pro Bowl level player, but we don't know for sure. It's only been 1 year. I think that's how they view it.
Yeah, I agree. And I just lastly want to get your thoughts on the timetable process of what you think. Are you concerned about it? You think it's a big issue? And if not, or if so, how long you think until we get it done?
Great question. I think you're talking about Reddick specifically, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. I think it gets done before training camp, maybe on the eve of training camp that week. I don't think this is something that lingers where he's missing weeks before he shows up. I don't think this is like a Chris Jones situation, like how he even missed week 1 last year. I don't think it gets to that point. Not even close.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Thanks, man. Thanks for having me on.
Robbie, great call, man. Call back anytime. A couple first-time callers today. Love that. Steve M making it rain. Wow, Steve, where have you been, man? We love this. Love the support. Bang! Bang! There we go. Bang! Ladies and gentlemen, Jerry Moore, Lou E., Sal Pizzuto, William Chesson, AZ Jets. You guys are all officially as maniacs. Love that. Thank you so much, Steve. Let me help out Cincy Matt here. He wants the homage link. Let me get that for you, or the homage link. Let me get that for you. So this link here will take you to their website. While you're there, and someone wrote, I think it was Dane who said if I use HTTP, then it should link properly. Either way, I'm just going to put the full link for you just so there's no issues at all. Use this link, Cincy Matt. Appreciate your support of the show. Get yourself Bengals gear. And to my knowledge, as long as you enter the site through this link I just threw in the live chat, my channel receives credit. That link might have been too big I just posted. Come on. Having some issues here. Stand by. We figure this out for the people. Dano's telling me what I need to do. HTTP:// There we go. Try that. That should work. There we go. Thanks for your patience, everybody. Trying to support one of our new listeners here. Joining us right now is the great Snowball. He's up next on the Gustbuster hotline. Hello, Snowball.
Wow, that was fast. Boy, thank you.
I go in order of who's on hold, and there was nobody on hold, so you're up next.
Oh, thanks. Well, I felt special for that much.
Well, you are special, Snowball. But
I just wanted to say that we are going to be crapped on until proven differently. You know, I think the media hates us, and I love it. So
they do hate us.
What?
I said they do hate us. You're not
They
wrong.
do hate us. Oh, I thought you said you hate us.
No, I love you.
No. I thought you were talking about me. Listen, we're getting a lot of things confused right now, but yeah, I think Rodgers is going to prove a lot of people wrong, and I just wanted to put my vote in for the next emoji. And it what?
Sorry, I was looking at. I thought you were.
That's
holding
okay.
up
That's
something.
okay. It should be the Lombardi Trophy.
Okay. Now,
I'm putting my vote in.
Just like it just looks like the Lombardi Trophy, like that, or does it have like a Jet logo on it or something?
No, just the Lombardi Trophy.
The straight up Lombardi Trophy.
Straight up,
right.
because we're going to be using it at the end of the season. So that's my prediction.
Snowball, I like the way you think.
I like the way you think too.
Also, I enjoyed the fact that you were ripping cigars with Neil at the Long Island party last Thursday. That was great to see.
Yeah, I have to say that he dissed my cigars, so you know it's okay. It's all right. I'll have to upgrade. You know, next time I see Neil, we'll upgrade. Look, Neil, I will upgrade. I got quantity instead of quality, and now I'll go quality instead of quantity.
Excellent job out of you, Snowball.
Is Brock Purdy gonna run for his life on the opener? Yeah! He's gonna die. Let's go. J-E-T-S, Jets.
Shout out to everyone who came out last week. That was the best. That was so much fun. I'm still trying to figure out how to post the homage link here. I posted it properly, but now I want to copy and paste it and update it for future descriptions. I think we got it, folks. There we go. Buy your Jets gear. Support our sponsor. Should be easier for everyone to do it now. Thank you to Dano for the assistance with that. Good job by Snowball. How about Snowball Studio for his soon-to-be-launched Jet program? Love that. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is a man who called us earlier today, and he was whispering, and he's gone. Is he back? He's back. Dre's up next. Hello, Dre.
How you doing, Jake? How's everything?
You're not whispering anymore.
Yeah, no, I came into a private office for that. But yeah, Snowball Studio looks amazing. That's coming along really nicely. I can't wait to start seeing him more regularly. I've had all the Gary I can take today. Gary's driving me insane with that whole Jeter versus A-Rod thing. It's just, he calls Jeter a Hall of Famer, first ballot Hall of Famer. But yeah, he's overrated. Like, it doesn't understand why that doesn't make sense. Like, typically people who are overrated don't go to the Hall of Fame, but my nephew described it perfectly. I asked him who was better, Jeter or A-Rod. He said Jeter, A-Rod needed steroids. And I'm like, that seems to sum it up pretty quickly.
Dre, your first issue is that you're spending time arguing with Gary. Have you watched this show? He'll never budge. There's no point. There'll be no common ground. You'll just make yourself more aggravated. I'm gonna quote Keanu Reeves, who I think he had a quote recently where he's like, "I'm at a point in life where 2 + 2 is 5. If you think that, I'm happy for you. Like, see ya." Like it's just not worth it.
Yeah, because you got to carry the one.
Is Dre gone? He's back.
Yep.
Dre, what's up with your connection? You're going in and out here.
It's the JJ Wi-Fi. Yeah, I can't. No, I just I don't know, man. I had to say that question to Sabo because I did see that had there was somebody that was posting about the best running back quarterback duos, and the ones I felt were pretty interesting. I thought it was thought provoking with because they're both runners, and I was like, oh, that's a mostly run the ball offense, or Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, but I think that Rodgers and Brees are gonna just go all over the AFC. It's just going to be, you're not going to be able to know who to stop. Like, okay, we got to put 8 in the box, but you can't put 8 in the box if you're playing against Rodgers. Rodgers elevates any wide receivers that you have. So, first of all, the fact that we have Garrett Wilson he's going to be a threat all on his own. Him and Mike Williams as a tandem is going to be ridiculous. And then the thing is, Rodgers is going to distribute the ball. Brees is amazing out the backfield. Conklin's going to have a all-star seat. Like he's going to make the Pro Bowl. Conklin's making the Pro Bowl this year. That's for sure. I know that.
I like that take. I like it.
Like it's like at that point, who do you take away? Who do you stop? The only person you can really try and take away is Rodgers. And you have to blitz him and send 12 guys. You're only allowed 11 on the field. So you're going to have to send 12 guys to be able to get to Rodgers before he gets to somebody. This is going to be it's going to be great just to see competent offense. We don't have to wait for the defense to take the field to see really good football. We can actually see it on the offensive side now. So week 1 can't come fast enough.
Dre, I can't wait, man. I can't wait. You take care of yourself from now until then. All right. Remember to have your heart medication. My dad might not be there every night to remind you.
No, I've got the alarm set. I keep it on me. My cardiac rehab continues tomorrow, and we're focused. We're going through rehab. I'm gonna start documenting it, like Brees Hall's comeback. When he was coming back from the ACL. And I'm going to be documenting that, and then it's going to be on the next episode of One Jets Drive.
Let's go. Dre, can't wait. Excellent job out of Dre. Oh, my goodness. Conk to the Pro Bowl. I like that take. I can see it. I think Tyler Conklin could have a big year with Rodgers throwing him. How great would it be if Tyler Conklin's a Pro Bowler? Oh, I would never let Gary hear the end of it. My dream scenario is the Jets obviously win the Super Bowl. It goes without saying. But along the way, Tyler Conklin's a Pro Bowler, and Olu Fashanu has to, at some point, fill in for either Tyron Smith or Morgan Moses, and is incredible. And Gary's Brock Bauer boy mind is spinning. Love it. Sign me up for that. Here's a question I have. Is Brock Purdy going to run for his life on Monday night?
Is Brock Purdy going to run for his life on the opener? Fuck yeah! He's going to die. Let's go. J-E-T-S, Jets. Let's go!
Yeah. Bet Page Chris says, had a good debate with Gary about Joe Douglas while he was eating pizza. Wow. Love that. All right. A couple more calls left. B-Mac is up next. What's up, B-Mac?
Hey, Jake.
Hey, B-Mac. What, no TV today? No Law and Order?
Nah, as when I'm done, I'm gonna turn it on. Alan needs a lesson learned. You know what I mean? That he doesn't respect the king, and I'm the king, and he's a little resident. So I'm up here, Alan. You down already here. I do want to say that look, I don't want to. Look, I know I shouldn't be bringing it up, and I don't want to bring it up, but it's 2 weeks, right? June 25th, right? June 25th. Yep. And today, First State is still talking about Rodgers and the minicamp thing. Shannon is still bitching and benching. And Dan Orlovsky was on there trying to push back on them. And it's like, look, I just, look, I know I shouldn't take the bait, but it's just like, what are we doing here at this point? You know what I mean? Like, what are we doing here? Like, should we be talking about base? Like, is it supposed to be a sports show? Should y'all be talking about baseball or something else in the NFL that's going on, but after football, than moaning about a Hall of Fame or skip 2 meaningless days of practice?
There's nothing to talk about. Rodgers moves the needle. He's a lightning rod, so they'll keep doing it. That's all it is. I mean, the minicamp thing was 2 weeks ago, and that segment you're referring to aired yesterday. I saw it was posted on YouTube today. So it's just, it just never ends. It just continues. It's so silly.
Yeah, man. It's just, but no, for those of people saying that Rodgers doesn't care about football no more, or he's not a leader and he's all about himself, and he's not, it's funny to keep bringing Brady into it, but Brady did the exact same thing, missed the OTAs and with the Patriots and missed 11 days of training camp. If people keep making up these false narratives and say about, like they don't know what is really going on at Fulham Park. They haven't really paid attention to it like me and y'all guys and the Jet fans on here. And they don't know, like Rodgers has been an amazing leader, and I think he's going to be locked in, focused, and I think he's going to show people starting week 1 who he is.
Amen, B-Mac. I love it. Let's go Yankees, B-Mac. Big one tonight. The Subway Series, which I had a tweet about this earlier. How stupid is it that it's just 2 games? If Major League Baseball was smart, if I was commissioner for the day, one of the first things I would do, besides every team in baseball playing on Memorial Day, July 4th, and Labor Day, because for whatever reason, that's not already the case. You know what I would do? Every year around this time would be Subway Series week in New York City. 2 in the Bronx, 2 in Queens, 4 in a row. That's it. There's 2 here and then 2 next month is so stupid. I miss the days when it was a full, 3 and 3, right? But if we're going to do this 2-game charade here, where it's not even a full series, where the outcome is most likely they split the 2 games, so there's no real bragging rights, it should be 4 straight days, 2 in the Bronx, 2 in the Queens, rotated every year. Which team goes first? That's it. That's what it should be. Alan says passing Buc-ee's. Alan, if you don't pull over right now and get a prime rib sandwich or a crispy chicken sandwich, you're dead to me. All right? The fact that you're passing Buc-ee's and not stopping, you better turn that vehicle around, sir. Buc-ee's will change your life. For those who don't know what Buc-ee's is, it is Wawa on steroids. It is the greatest rest stop in our country. Calling it a rest stop sounds like it's like not the greatness that it is. You got to stop. All right, 2 more calls. AD83 is up next. What's up, AD? AD, unmute your mic. We can't hear you, sir.
What's up, Jake? How you doing?
Hey, AD, what's going on, man?
Nothing much. Just enjoying a beautiful day out in Cali. Just calling in to contribute to the show a little bit and ask you a question. I haven't heard a lot Kinlaw or Fotu. I'm just wondering what's up with those guys, if you know anything.
Well, I think you haven't heard much about them because they're not wearing full pads and they're not tackling. So, like, they play positions where, like, you know, how do you judge a defensive tackle? You see them in situations where they actually got to play full contact. So, I think we'll get a better idea this summer when the pads are on. But you just put your faith in the Jets defensive line coaching staff or that side of the ball that they've identified guys that are cheaper or guys that they think have higher potential than they've shown. Like Kinlaw is a former first-round pick. Sala was there when they drafted him. He obviously believes in the player and thinks he can unlock him. So that's where you're putting your faith in.
So are they not supposed to be back until training camp, or is that the plan? Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, the next time the Jets have an on-field workout, it's training camp practice number 1.
Okay. So, and do you know if they're going to be back then, or is that injured or anything like that? I haven't heard.
No, they were there. They showed up to things. Kinlaw didn't go to any of the voluntary stuff, but he went to the 2 mandatory ones. You see how stupid that is, by the way? I'd rather him go to 10 of the 12 practices than Rodgers miss 2 but go to 10. But that's besides the point.
Yeah, so much Rodgers talk. I've been missing the line and the other parts of the defense and just the whole other team, basically.
Right.
But besides that point, I actually wanted to ask about what is his name? Surratt. Mosley's back up. Because I know Mosley's, I don't want to put anything out there in the air, but we got a lot of players that are getting a little long in the tooth. Mosley seems like he's going to be good, but just in case something were to happen. I've heard a little bit about him. We've seen him play just a little bit, but have you heard anything about Surratt?
I would argue Sherwood is the backup to Mosley, not Surratt. I would say Jamie and Sherwood is higher on the depth chart in that role.
Is Sherwood going to be a starter though?
Well,
so they're going to at the same time.
I mean, they don't really play 3 linebackers that much. They're basically in dime most of the game now, which is the way the offenses in the NFL are. It's such a passing league.
Word up. All right. Well, thank you for that. Have a wonderful rest of the show. Hopefully, we can get some more beef calls from Bobby or Alan or something like that to cap it off with a bang.
AD, I appreciate you, man. One last call, then we got to wrap. I'm off the City Field. Flight Boss up next. What's up, Flight Boss?
Hey, what's up, Jake?
Hey, what's up, man?
Not much, man. I love your show, man. I've been watching you for a while. Great content on the show. All this talk about Salah being on a hot seat. He definitely is on the hot seat because he needs to clean up his game management. We've seen it a couple of years in a row where he didn't manage those timeouts right.
That can't be your real voice. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way. You sound like Darth Vader.
Oh, wait a minute, man. I'm new to this stuff. Let me see. My voice changer.
I don't want to sound like a female or nothing. Wait a minute.
Say, Luke, I am your father.
I'm sorry, I'm gonna get that fixed next time I call in.
Now I can understand a word you're saying.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so you gotta take it all to the church fans. And we gotta get a Super Bowl this year.
We'll let you go, Flight Boss. We couldn't understand anything at all there. Whenever you touch to try and fix the voice machine thing, you then sounded like Jabba the Hutt, Mike Elro. I don't know. That was a wild one. This show never ceases to amaze me, man. That kid sounded like he was 40 next to you. Oh, my God. The echo was in there. Just what a show. Flight Boss, call back in one of these days. We'll take your call again. Hit the like button if you like that one. Benny says, I thought I was bugging. Mike D's Nuts says, what a show. Oh, my God. What a show is right. Folks, thanks for watching. Huga House has a deal running right now. I want to plug it again. Code Asman gets you 50% off. Buy one hat, get the second hat, 30% off. HugaHouse.com. Promo code Asman at checkout. Join the Patreon if you haven't. Patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. It goes a long way towards this channel continuing to grow. I want to thank all the incredible listeners who joined me on Patreon and support us there. Trust me, it makes a huge difference, and we all truly appreciate it. Once again, this has been the Jake Asman Show. We are back tomorrow. Andrew Fialco is going to join us, and we're going to break down some Garrett Wilson film. And I promise you, it is going to be absolutely epic to see what he has in store for us on this film breakdown. So I'm looking forward to that. Once again, that does it for me. I will end tonight's show by simply saying, let's go Yankees. See everyone. And if you're going to the Subway Series, find me and say hello.
Here it is. Little Victor Cruz dance. Oh, Victor. Woo. I'm doing a little salsa, baby. Yeah. Woo.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now is none other than Chiefs fan. Hello, Chiefs fan.
Yo, last night I was outside talking and I walked over and checked on my neighbor and I found out my neighbor passed away in his lawn chair. So
This call was not going where I thought it was going. Chiefs
well,
fan. I'm not gonna lie to you.
the old man had a bladder problems. Let's just say that he was 90s. He didn't take his medication, and he was gonna smoke a cigar with me, but he wasn't there.
Is it a real story?
This is a real story.
And he passed away on his lawn chair in the middle of the Super Bowl.
Walked inside of his house, checked on his dog, poured a shot of vodka, and I'm like, no, this isn't gonna be enough. Chugged about 1/4 of the vodka that we usually drink. I'm like, the old man had to die during the big game, but yeah, I was happy we won.
Yeah, hey, Chiefs fan, congrats on the Super Bowl win, man. I don't know what to say. I figured this was going to be a celebratory call for the great Chiefs fan, and it was not that.